Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
At Sierra, you'll always find apparel, footwear, and gear for 20 to 60% less than department and specialty store prices. But right now, it's clearance time, so you can save even more on everything you need to get active and outside. Visit your local Sierra store today.
Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red podcast. I am not one of the Daves. I believe Dave Davis is lucky enough to be going to the game if it's on. And Dave Hendrick obviously doesn't do the weekends, but he will be on Raw if the game is on. And going off that intro, we know what the news is today. I'm recording this currently 10 to 12. I think the news update is meant to be at 12, although I've just skim-read a piece and it says half 12, so it may not get confirmed whilst I'm doing this. It might do. But there is some other news to go through anyway. But I'll just talk in this show as if it's going on. Because going off the images that are going around on Twitter and Blue Sky, etc., it doesn't look like it was as bad as promised, the snow. It looks like Liverpool's just a lot of slush now. And obviously they're working very hard to clear up around the ground for safety reasons. The pitch looks fine. I think I saw Video Connor's Twitter tweet. So the stadium itself should be fine. It's just whether it's safe enough for people to actually queue up, obviously be around the area without risk of injuring mass people, basically. And I'm pretty sure people on Twitter have said there's no traffic delays. So it is obviously just a safety issue. So whether it's on or not, we need to win this game. That's the thing. That's the most important thing. If this game's on, we need to win it. We can't have the weather as an excuse. We can't have anything as an excuse. We saw Arsenal slip up yesterday. We can literally almost kill this title season quite early on. We obviously have another game in hand as well. We're currently 5 points ahead of Arsenal with 2 games in hand. If we win today, we go 8 ahead. Then it gets to the realm of we've got one hand on the title, I'd probably say. If we go 8 points ahead of Arsenal with a game in hand, like, that is genuinely bottle territory if you don't end up winning. So yeah, we just have to win this game, whether it's on now or if it's on in bloody spring or whenever. It just has to be a win. It just has to be a win. But just going through the news, I'm on This Is Anfield as usual. It looks like there was a meeting at 9 a.m. With Liverpool City Council and Ground Safety Advisor Group at 9 a.m. and there's a decision to be made, a schedule for another midday before a final call is made, right? Okay, so there's another meeting at midday, so maybe they have the meeting at 12, and then however long that takes, we'll get a decision there. But Liverpool put out a statement. At this stage, the match is planned to go ahead as normal, and every effort is being made to get the game on. A further safety meeting will take place again at midday to assess the latest conditions. We will update supporters as soon as we can. Please take extra care out there, Reds. Yeah, so they sound kind of confident that it's on. Obviously, if you're travelling from miles away, you're kind of stuck in limbo because obviously you'll be travelling. If you're on a train, you kind of buggered. But yeah, I think it should get on. Like, I think the Everton one, the wind was that horrific. It was really unsafe. Whereas this, you look at the pictures, it's slush now. It's slush. There's probably been enough rain where it's basically watered it down. The pitch looks fine. Just people should just be giving themselves a bit extra time and get there, I suppose, and not rush about. But yeah, surely it's on. But we do have other news to get through, so I won't go through the game too much, just in case. I'll quickly go through the team news that we've got. Dominic's back because he was suspended for one game. Kanate is a doubt, Bradley's a doubt, and Gomez is out. But the two doubts, they trained this week, so they should be back for Spurs, I think it's next. And if not that, Accrington Stanley, but you'd expect neither of them. If maybe Bradley would play against Accrington. But I doubt you'd see Ibu against Accrington Stanley. So yeah, them two should be at least midweek, if not the next midweek. So yeah, it's nice to see. We obviously had a lot of injury issues in the recent years, so to only have a 3 out and 2 of them are nearly back, it's really nice. But the doubts over the game is not the only big news. I mean, last night news broke about us finally offering Trent a contract. I think it was only the Mirror, but I'm sure Fabrizio Romano and a couple of us had it, so the legitimacy or the strength of it may not be the biggest, because I don't think I saw David Ornstein, for instance, or Paul Joyce report it. But the report that I initially saw from the Mirror says we have offered Trent 300k a week, which is massive money. I think that is the base salary of what Mo Salah's basically on now. I think Mo might be on a bit more. But to offer a right back, and I know Trent is the most special right back in the world. He's the most unique right back in the world, maybe in history of the game. 300 grand a week. I know the conversation around FSG being penny pinchers, which they are. I think every owner's a penny pincher nowadays, aren't they? But if they have actually offered 300 grand a week to a right back, and he still turns us down and goes to Real Madrid, like, genuine, I don't think there's much more you can do. I don't think we should be offering, like, destroying our entire wage setup. As sad as it'd be and as annoying it'd be, like, if we offer him 300 grand a week, imagine what we'd have to pay. Say Mo Salah leaves, even in, like, the next 2 years, if we do get a new contract, what would we have to give a Mo Salah replacement monetarily wise? Like, that's kind of the knock-on effect of that. And I know we've kind of gotten away with it by always having the first contract is quite low. Seeing Luis Diaz, I think he's on like 50 grand a week. And we're obviously debating whether to up that or how much to up it by. So yeah, the knock-on effect of that is quite scary. But Trent is Trent. You could probably get away with it again and just say, well, he's the vice captain. He's been here all his life. He's the best right back in the world. Can you do passes like he can do? If not, jog on. But if it's true, hopefully that's enough to get him. Because as annoying as the has been and how much it's been played out in public, and I know Mo Salah's situation's been played out a bit in public, but he's always had one remit, is that the right word, is to just say, I want to be at Liverpool, I hope it gets sorted, but at the minute, I've not had a contract. Whereas we're clearly talking with him and Rami, clearly talking with Rami, because if they aren't, I think people would actually riot a bit, especially considering the way he's bloody playing. But the Trent situation's just been so, I don't know.
Flex your business with an American Express Business Gold Card. You'll earn 4 times membership rewards points on your top 2 eligible spending categories, like transit and electronics, each month, on up to $150K in combined purchases per year. Plus, you can now earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at AmericanExpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold, built for business by American Express.
Nonchalant and also like flippant's probably a better word. Just considering he's the one who came through the academy, like the allure of Real Madrid is there for everyone to understand, but are Mo and Van Dijk not getting courted by Real Madrid and Barcelona, the 2 biggest sides in the world? Are they not getting offered infinite amount of money from Saudi Arabia, and they're both saying they just want to only be at Liverpool? Like, it's just an annoying situation. But if that is true, we've offered him 300 grand a week. Yeah, I don't think we can criticise the club. We can criticise the club for getting this situation, but I think obviously when FSG were trying to sell the club, the power went towards Klopp, etc., and the club just kind of went to a mess because we didn't really have a sporting director. And we weren't really running the club, were we? So, yeah, we didn't have an FSG representative at the club at the time, and the bloke's name is escaping me, who actually runs the club day to day. But, yeah, it's just got to this mess, but it's a mess we've got to deal with. Yeah, just get it signed, because if that is true, 300 grand a week is just, it's astonishing money. It's astonishing money as I Google who the hell the FSG's name is. Mike Gordon. Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't sleep too well. That's why the brain's not working. Mike Gordon was obviously out of I think he went back to America for a little while, didn't he? And the club kind of became a bit of a mess. There was obviously other transfer news. Stefan Bajcetic looks like he's leaving Salzburg and then going out on another loan to Real Betis. Salzburg seems like a real mess of a club. Obviously, Linders was there and the connection was clear. We'd send him there. He's worked with Linders for all his career, you'd presume. But Salzburg were obviously struggling in the Austrian Bundesliga. He got sacked. Why would a team like Salzburg, whose whole identity is developing players, to then get them, win them the Austrian Bundesliga for a start, but then also get them to Leipzig or now Leeds or wherever? It didn't really make sense to loan in a player and then develop it for Liverpool, because why would we sell Bajcetic unless Leipzig were going to buy him? It just didn't really make any sense. I mean, just for argument's sake, La Liga, Real Betis are 9th in La Liga, which they'd probably want to be doing better. I'd probably say Betis are one of those sides traditionally you'd probably see as a Europa League side. And just to see where Salzburg currently are, I have opened up the wrong thing. Austrian Bundesliga. main, they are currently 5th. And considering like the last decade or so, I can't remember how many leagues in a row they won, but it always seemed like Salzburg were the team winning. We all remember that great really fun Salzburg team that came to Anfield, we had in the Champions League a few years ago, where it was really fun games. I'm sure they got through to the round of 16 once, maybe even twice. But to see them 5th, sorry, not 6th, see them 5th in the Austrian Bundesliga, 10 points behind Sturm Graz is just not really great. And I do think they do that playoff thing where they split the league, so they could obviously still win it, I believe, but that's not really good. That's not really good. So to go from 5th in Austrian Bundesliga to 9th in La Liga, it's a good low, and obviously he'll speak Spanish, it'll be easier. You'd expect it to be an easier place to settle. Yeah, I think that's a good move. And just looking at my phone, it looks like the game is on. So, happy days. So, yeah, I mean, we can actually talk about the game a bit more now. We need to smash these. They're not good. I'm skimming This Is Anfield again. Like, one of the stories there is Amorim is stressed. You can see on his face already he's aged. Like, we've seen the effect on Jurgen Klopp, where it's gone well. He looks so much younger after just quitting the job a matter of months. But imagine being at Man United where it's such a mess. And I know Klopp was the biggest of personalities and figures at the club, but you look at like the effect it had on Mourinho, who's is one of the most experienced managers in the world. Like, well, Louis van Gaal didn't really age, but like even Eric Ten Hag, look at the way he aged. It's just, that club is such a mess. Like, I just don't understand how it's got to that stage. And I mean, tactically, like never watch Portuguese football, but you the odd time you watch Sporting in the Champions League, like we saw it against City, like young dynamic defenders, centre backs who can cover loads amount of space. You've got flying wing backs who are just there to attack. In midfield, that's combative, and energetic, and an exciting attack with a beast of a number 9. There's just none of that at United. Like, Lenny Yoro might fit that description as a centre back, but he's playing Harry Maguire and Matthias de Ligt as centre backs. Lisandro Martinez is aggressive, but he's not very good. Then you've got a wing back, Mazraoui, who's he's basically a right back. He's more of a centre back than a wing back. Don't even know. I can't remember who they play left wing back. That's how it's got to. I mean, Luke Shaw's obviously injured. I doubt he could play wing back nowadays. Malacia's disappeared for a year and a half. He's probably the best choice at left wing back if you're not going to just move Anthony or Diallo there. And the midfield, I mean, Bruno Fernandes was, or is, probably more was nowadays, an excellent player. He was probably world class for a couple of years. But whenever I've seen him this season, especially, probably last season as well, I just don't understand. He just always whinging. Always whinging. Not making an impact. Now, I know he was always whinging beforehand as well, but that just seems to be the first thing. First thing is just to get annoyed. Get annoyed and do nothing. Give the ball away. Try some hero ball stuff. And that's it. The midfield they played on the last game out, I think it was against Wolves, Eriksen and Casemiro, if they play that against us, which they probably won't, and if they do, rub your hands together, everyone. I just don't understand why anyone would think that'd work against, like, even Southampton would probably do well against that. Might not win, but they'd probably do well against that. They brought on Mainu in that game, and it did improve, but Mainu's been awful this season, considering the massive impact he made last season, where he was getting all the praise in the world, and some of it deservedly so, some of it definitely not. He's been awful all season. He just seems to have become somewhat of a nothing player. Now, I think he will start today because of the impact he made last time out, but it's still probably going to be him, Ugarte, who I think's back from suspension, and probably Casemiro. Like, Ugarte has been okay, but we still should be able to play through, and the attack has just been appalling. Now, touch all the wood, but like, Garnacho's not had a good season. Diallo's been really good, or relatively really good. Højlund and Xerxes, I mean, everyone hates Xerxes, seemingly, in the Man United fan base. He's always seen like 1 foot out the door the day after he signed back to Syria. But if the manager's swapping between Xerxes and Højlund already, and considering the distaste towards Xerxes in the fan base, that's probably not a good sign for Højlund as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're looking at new number 9 soon, and considering the money spent on Xerxes and Højlund, that's not good. But I won't ramble on too long. We don't want a stupidly long show, but it looks like the game's on, which is good news. I bet, is it 4:30 kickoff, or are we doing the silly police thing where that extra half an hour will stop everyone drinking? It is 4:30. It is 4:30. So yeah, everyone, 4:30 kickoff. Get a win, whether it's ugly or majestic. Get the win. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Up the Reds. See you after the game on Discord if you're a pro subscriber for post-match Raw. At the minute, it's Trev, Harry, and Dave, I believe. Obviously, check out the YouTube as well. Gags has his show. We have the watch-along, I believe, as well. So go check out the YouTube. Post-match Raw's live on Discord afterwards if you're a pro subscriber. If you are a pro subscriber and haven't got your permissions set up, try and get them set up by tagging Gags when you join before he does his YouTube show, or you'll miss half of Raw. So yeah, pop in beforehand. But thank you everyone for listening. Up the Reds.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.